There are certain things that are just hard to define. Human sexuality, for example. We understand the lesbian, gay, and bisexual part of LGBTQ. A lot of folks nowadays understand the concept of transsexuals, pansexuals, hypersexuals, or asexuals. Add by gender, androphilic, and sexually fluid to the list, and you may get a few tolerant people whipping out dictionaries for help. Extend the acronym to include genderless, gynosexual, and scoliosexual, and even advocates like myself are helpless without desperately searching Wikipedia to find out first, what are all these, and two, how did this acronym get so damn long? The point is that human sexuality doesn't fit into an easily definable space. It's subtle. So are opinions. Ask the average person on the street about their political views, and assuming they aren't super fans of the Democrats or Republicans, you're likely to receive a difficult to define answer. How would you describe your political opinions, Susie on the street? Well, I'm socially liberal, fiscally conservative, love the troops, hate the war, afraid of immigrants, but love ethnic food. I'm a feminist, but not one of the crazy ones, sweetie, you know what I'm talking about. Wasn't Obama born in Madagascar or something? Oh, I don't know. I don't really follow politics that much. I guess I'm sort of a libertarian, but not the socialist kind, right? I don't know. I don't like Rush Limbaugh, that's for sure. And this is the reason why people are confused by Rand Paul. He's running for the Republican nomination, identifies with the ultra-conservative Tea Party, the media calls him libertarian, and so does he, except when he doesn't. A lot of his fans are libertarians, but then even they are confused when he poses in front of big government-funded aircraft carriers, simultaneously proposing multi-billion-dollar increases to defense spending. But conservatives don't really get him either, like when he proposes cutting aid to Israel, an idea that conservatives hate. And who is he appealing to when he suggested that making people vaccinate their children could lead to military rule in the streets? The only person nodding along at that point is a tinfoil hat-wearing Hollywood liberal with a doomsday bunker. So who is Rand Paul, and how do his views stack up? To answer this question, let's examine his positions issue by issue. To keep it simple, let's compare Rand Paul's views to two other people. We'll call these two people Mr. Libertarian, representing the most general libertarian position, and Mr. Conservative, representing standard conservative Republicans. Both are voters he will need to win the nomination next year. Let's start with common ground. Rand Paul supports a flat tax, lowering or eliminating corporate tax and income tax, would remove green energy subsidies, opposes gun control, would repeal the Affordable Care Act, also known as Obamacare. He would dissolve the Department of Education, push for congressional term limits, and only sign a conservative version of immigration reform, one which secures the border and blocks citizenship for illegal immigrants. More recently, Paul spoke in favor of allowing private businesses to refuse service to gay and lesbian customers, if it violated their religious conscience, adding that he wouldn't personally do so. All to which Mr. Libertarian and Mr. Conservative say, yeah, sounds good enough. But from here, the seas get rougher. Mr. Libertarian is about to get seasick. Here are some issues where Senator Paul can alienate libertarians in favor of Republicans like Mr. Conservative. First, Paul seems much more open than his father to using armed forces abroad. He has tacitly accepted the ISIS bombing campaign in Iraq and Syria, though he suggests Obama ask Congress for permission, and he supports increased military spending by $76.5 billion with a B. These positions are nails in the chalkboard for most libertarians, especially if you trumpet them in front of an aircraft carrier. He opposes legal cannabis. Medical is okay. He is pro-life, opposes gay marriage, giving the classic cop-out, just leave it to the states, which we all know just means, I don't want to actually take a position on this. So is Rand Paul a libertarian? Well, he's not winning any purity contests, but Mr. Libertarian is loyal. He sees Rand as his best chance for the White House. Senator Paul and Mr. Conservative have many more disagreements to work out than Senator Paul and Mr. Libertarian. Here are just a few. He strongly opposes the Patriot Act and all NSA spying. Though some Republicans may say the snooping of the NSA pushes the limit, ultimately they are more worried about terrorism. Generally speaking, of course. Rand Paul supports a balanced budget amendment, one that would require the federal government to have no debt in any given fiscal year. Maybe on the surface this would sound nice to Republican voters, but tell them that this would likely require cutting military spending, and their ears will bleed. Paul hasn't specified how he balanced the budget yet, but this seems to go against his $72 billion in extra Pentagon spending we just talked about. Paul is opposed to the Federal Defense of Marriage Act, DOMA, a cherished relic for social conservatives. He instead, like we mentioned earlier, says the dorky line that gay marriage is an issue for the states, which isn't good enough for many evangelical Christians, to whom gay marriage is apocalyptic. Paul opposed the Iraq invasion and occupation in 2003, even though many Republicans still believe Saddam had WMDs. And worst of all, in 2010 he expressed his desire to cut foreign aid to Israel, the precious baby of the right. Paul also supports criminal justice reform, ending mandatory minimum sentences, the war on drugs, and voting rights for felons who have served time. This kind of common sense reform makes you sound like a soft hippie to conservatives, but there's my bias seeping through. This, ultimately, is the tight-walk, needle-threading, scale-balancing cliche that is Rand Paul's candidacy. He has to satisfy both libertarians and conservative Republicans in order to be the nominee. In Iowa, the first primary state, he'll need the conservatives to show up. There are simply far more of them. But also the energy and organization of young libertarians, the ones his father relied so heavily upon in 2008 and 2012. So far, he has been able to hold rank. His Tea Party label helps him to keep appearance as a true-blood conservative. And libertarians basically seem to think, well, he ain't perfect, but he's the closest we'll ever get to a libertarian in the White House. And that's one of the many reasons 2016 is going to be so fascinating to watch. Have a great day, friends. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe to our channel. Also, if you want to hear us talk more about Rand Paul, check out this video from last week, where we dissected his statement that America needs another revival.